Hi, I'm Aracely and I'm here to tell my testimony as an interpreter or translator in the clinic. About 10 to 12 years ago, I used to work for them. When I arrived to human resources, they told me that if I was bilingual, and I said yes. They say that they were going to pay me 25 cents more for being bilingual. That sounds like cool, but because I thought that I was going to be translating or interpreting in my same area, where I was assisting patients getting the medication to the patient assistance program from the pharmaceuticals. That position required a lot of my time. And then when I was actually doing my job, they started pulling me out of my job. They were taking me to the front desk. Go to the front desk, and that was 10 to 10 minutes. And then go to the back to the doctor, and that is half hour or 45 minutes, depending whatever I have to be translating. It was distressing. It was painful for me. And through the time that I was working with them, I was harassed for my coworkers because they were telling me that I had to get off of my position to translate for them because I was paid for 25 more cents. Every Friday, they took me off from my position to do the translation for the pregnancy program that they have on during that day. They were like 5 to 6 hours. And all that day, I didn't do my own job because I was in the patient assistance program department. That is where I was assigned. It was a lot of conflict because I have another coworker that didn't speak Spanish. And she always complained that I was abandoning my work area and I was leaving her by herself. It was really frustrating because my boss started saying, you just put right here a paper that you are going to translation. I don't think that is fair for anybody in a work environment because it starts causing anxiety. I started experiencing that. And I moved to another clinic in the same place. I was in the front desk, and also right there, we have different positions. We don't have just one in those kind of clinics. And then besides the translation, we have to do another ones. And it was really conflicting. And I don't think it's fair for a person that is working in a work environment where friction between coworkers, because there is friction, there is unhappiness, and later or sooner they fire you. I have seen people to be fired because they were told that they abandoned their position. And these other positions were key positions where you have to be full-time there. But she was also pulled out of that position several times. During the 7 years, I saw like 4 cases that they were kicked out. And I was fired too. And the paper says that I didn't want to get off of to translate when my position was the patient assistant program. That was really painful for me, but at the same time, I feel relieved that they kicked me out because I was going to stay, because I wanted to be still working, but I wanted to stay in that job, I wanted to keep it. But in the period of time that I was fired, it was between October, November, and December. during those periods of time, people is getting ready to go to vacation to Mexico. Or they go to Mexico to stay there for 3 or 4 months. So they are there in the clinic, and we were 2 people only that were bilingual. But one was the scheduler and front desk, and I was a patient assistant over here. We were from each other. If she goes to translate one doctor, I have to stay and take over her position and my position. And several times I have people on the phone waiting for me to schedule. I have people in front of me, waiting for the medication to be dispatched and medication that was waiting for me to unpack. And the doctor crossing her arms like, why you don't come here to translate? And there were about 3 times that I couldn't get off, Supposedly my other coworkers that speak English only, they should come and take over me, but for somehow they were not there. So they did a complaint, and then I was fired. That was really sad, and it hurt my self-esteem, my confidence, and I felt sick of working in a bilingual state, where I never was trained to be an interpreter or translator. I never was offered any course or any certification. They even didn't know what kind of Spanish I was speaking, and that is dangerous. I am a CNA. I have knowledge about what to say or how to say it. I did my best when I was working there, but I knew people that they didn't speak correctly Spanish, or they were not so familiar and they were used to do this job. So I know that by law, these organizations and clinics have to provide professional interpretation to the patients, because that is something that must to be done by law. And I don't think anybody in a work environment has to be dealing with this kind of problems that I did deal. Since that time, I'm not working for no one, because I feel that I'm going to be treated in the way that I was treated, and I don't want anymore somebody to kick out my confidence. And I know that cancers can do better. Thank you.